There's a lot of rust on this side of the panel. This is where it was cut from the factory and had been sitting. This is where I cut the last piece off, so there's not as much rust in the middle. I was thinking I'd want less rust, but it's not a straight enough cut that I feel confident putting it on the little stone backsplash, so I'm just going to leave the rustier side down. We'll go with it. I won't waste any more metal, I'll use this piece. So as I go along, on this last one, I kind of screwed up and the hole was a little bit too big. It'll be okay. On this one, I'm going to do a little bit different. Since the end's in the corner, I'm going to actually measure as close as I can and make sure the actual width or size on the panels exactly the right size to fit the wood around it to go around the cover. But I'm going to give it maybe an eighth or so on the end where I could adjust it back and forth to center it over the cover. And it'll be hidden in the corner, so I think that's a good way to do it. Just when I do my cutting on the piece, I'll make sure that the size is right. Even if the location's off, I'll be able to do what I did on this one, but even easier to slide it into back and forth till it's centered. So I'm just going to get tape, mark where the cover is, and do it that way. So I took the liberty of starting some stuff out in the garage without you guys. I just got my saw out and started to cut the little pieces of wood that go around the outlets. I'll take you out and show you what I'm doing. It's very simple, but I've just got I think you call it a miter saw. You'll see. And I'm kind of tinkering with exactly how to mark it and cut it to get the precise size I want to go around there. Still wondering exactly what to do to get it together and right. What I'm going to do to attach it is, there's nothing behind three sides of the outlet. There's a stud under one side, but I think what I'm going to do is try to paint it after I've cut it, maybe glue it together as one piece, and then just construction adhesive it to the wall. We'll see how that works. But now, I was going to put this piece up and mark it, but I decided that I needed the little piece for the corner first in place, so I knew exactly where that one was going to sit in relationship to this one. So I waited for this to dry. I've already got the holes in it. I'm going to put it in place right now, put the next piece up, mark where my outlet goes, and go back to cutting the metal. So with the way I'm going to angle the screws into the corner and where I cut the metal, I kind of feel like the ones I got that I've been using. So I've got my screw holes here, and it's going through the metal like this at an angle, trying to angle it into the corner. I don't think the 2-inch ones I've been using are going to be long enough. I don't have longer in the black like that matches the rest, but I do have some long gold ones, so I might just put this into place with those, and later I can come back and switch out to black when I get some longer ones. So just looking at it, I was going to try the 2-inchers. I'm not even going to try them now. I'm going to get the gold. I only need 3 on this little piece. We'll throw it into place. I'll be right back. Learning as I go. It actually pulled the piece out a little bit, so there's a gap between where the two meet. You can see. and right there. And what I think I'm going to do is take it and put it behind the other one. So as it pulls it out, it'll just pull tight against the other one. Try to pull it out a little bit. I think it'll look cleaner. I'm just going to pull the screws back out, put it behind the last piece, and see how it looks that way. It did the exact same thing, but I think it looks a lot cleaner this way rather than looking into the gap. Now the other piece hides it, and so you'd have to look back this way to see into it. It looks real good. It's hidden underneath the counter. In hindsight, if I had to do it over, I knew that the corner would be an easy place to meet to because they're both an inch thick, and so I didn't need to go tight. I would have made the metal, the little piece I just made, longer in hindsight, so I could get the screws more straight into the corner rather than the whole angled thing that I tried. But I'm not going to take the time to redo it. It'll look great at the end. No one will ever notice. This gap is hidden, so alright, let's go with it. Next, this piece, and I'm going to put it up in place, mark where it goes, where the outlet gets cut, and take it up to cut it. That's what I'm going to do it. I flipped it upside down and I cut it close enough to straight that I'm actually going to use the bottom for the top and the top for the bottom. Let's go with that. So it's been a few days since I worked on this project on the Backsplash, and I've done a few little things. I haven't gotten really far ahead of you, but I thought I'd catch you up by showing you kind of what I've been doing. And I'm going to turn the camera. You can see I haven't done much more because this is where I left off with you guys at this corner. Maybe I did. I think I did have this in, but I still haven't done any continued. While I've been busy doing other things and not having a lot of time, I've kind of been thinking about what I wanted to do for the outlets. As you can see, when I've been cutting the metal, it's just been open around there, and you can see the sheetrock behind it. What I've done, and we'll just make this quick for you, as you can see, I haven't attached it. It was just sitting in there, but I've gone through several different ideas, and it started out with this J channel. I was thinking that I was going to, it's actually not J, it's just a C, just a straight channel, if you can see that. I thought I would start out with putting the channel in there and then sliding the wood trim I made for the outlets in around or in between it, fitting it all together. But we didn't really like the way it looked, and then what I've done is gone to a shop and had this copper made, and I thought, me and my wife decided that we did like the way that looked, and so I'm actually going to clean up the edges a little bit better, make it better. This was just kind of a trial thing, and today, once we installed it, we thought, yeah, that's the way we're going to do it. We like the copper trim. So how I did it was, I think I explained before, on this wood, if I can get close enough and you can focus, it's just 4 pieces of wood. I cut down on the table saw to exactly 1 inch by 1 inch. I was trying to figure out how to do it. This whole thing, I'm just going to construction adhesive right in place. I took it and I just 45'd the corners and put the 4 pieces together to fit how I wanted it around the outlet. Just laid it out and painted it black. This copper that I'm putting is a trim to kind of hide the edges here and make it look cleaner. I first started out thinking I was going to do, like I showed you, a C channel, but it was actually a little bit harder and more complicated to get it to fit in the wall by sliding the C channel on first, and I thought, well, this way is just going to work better and be easier and cleaner and still have the same look. If we can focus here, you can see that it is just a straight 90. maybe you can see, and let's see here, maybe, but it has a hem on it. There we go. Kind of trying to get you guys to be able to see it, but I just did 3/4 inch, bend it to 90. Then on this side that sticks out, I hemmed it, and that's where they take the metal and bend it back on itself. And that way the whole edge along here won't be sharp in case people run their hand or accidentally grab it or touch it here. The edge is all hemmed over and it won't end up cutting you. The corners up here still be a little sharp, you gotta be careful, but that's how I did it. So, and then I'm just going to take some screws and put the screw and just attach it to the side of the wood. I'm being pretty careful with the wood because all I did was hot glue it together originally to get it to stay in place. I figured that was kind of the easiest thing, and then I actually put wood glue, but it's just on the surface. I was thinking that might help it with strength, but once I put the construction adhesive all the way around the back and glue it to the wall, I think it'll be pretty strong and won't have issues. So that's what it'll end up looking like. That one, I'm not real happy with how I did the corners. I'm going to redo this one, but this one over here is kind of what it's going to end up looking like. The corners are a little bit cleaner and tighter, but anyway, there you go.